she has had shin splints for a while, so why don't you talk about them and talk about the sport that you're playing?
Sure. So I play field hockey, and I probably got them like 7 months ago, and I also do track. And they started hurting in the winter, and it started off not too bad, but then it just got progressively worse during track season, and then it got so bad I couldn't really take it anymore, so I had to stop for a couple weeks.
And did you do PT or anything like that?
No, nothing like that. I just tried to do exercises on my own at home, but it wasn't really working.
So that's when she came here. So what we're going to show you is she's only on her second session. Okay, we're going to show you how we're going to fix a shin splint. It's going to take probably 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll have this shin completely cleaned up for her. But again, we're only on our second session, so we're going to show you where she's starting with all these exercises.
In my track and field season sophomore year, I could barely walk. But after my first session with Zach, my shin pain started to improve. And then after about 6 weeks, I did not have shin splints at all, and they haven't been back since. This past year, I was able to win the 400 meter at districts, and my shins did not bother me at all.
So if we're looking at her knees here, okay, do you see how everything's kind of caving in this way? Okay, she's pronating in on her feet. So yes, we have to work on correcting the ankles, but this is also a glute and a hip issue. And so in order to fix her shin splints, we have to also fix the glutes. Remember, and I talked about this in the Achilles video, we'll put that at the end. The glutes are the main support structure. If these are weak, the knees are going to cave in, okay, your gait's going to be off, and then you're going to develop ankle sprains, you're going to develop Achilles tendonitis, you're going to develop shin splints. I always believe that it's 60-70% the glute, 30-40% we have to address the ankles as well. But that's how important I think the glutes are. So we're going to start with that. We're going to show you 2 glute exercises and where she's at with them. So we're not going to spend a tremendous amount of time on the glutes because I did show it in other videos. We'll put the links at the end so you can watch more of these details. Also, we have an app which is very convenient because it just shows you all the stages. It's even better than what's up on YouTube, okay? It's more to the point of how to exactly do these exercises, where now we're just showing you conceptually how everything works together in order to fix somebody. So all we're going to do is we're going to bend her legs a quarter of the way up. We're going to make sure her heels are in line with the back of her butt, and then we're going to just take a 2-inch thick pad. You can also take a towel. We're going to put it on here. Now the key to this exercise is locking her SI joint and pelvis down so it doesn't move. So if this is square, we're going to move it down 2 inches. Now what I want you to see is, and I showed another video, the client's passing the test. What I want you to see is, go ahead and lift your knee up. That's how high she can get her knee. Go ahead, up and down. Just go to where you stay in control. That's how high she can physically get her knee up when she keeps her pelvis locked down. And what we want to do is, don't try to go this high, is we want to, go ahead, come up. Just hold that right there for me. She wants to get about 2 fist lengths above, okay, only feel it in the glute, and we'll talk about that, I'll show you that, but she needs to get it up to here, and that's how weak her glute is, okay? Good, up and down. And right now, her TFL and her lateral rotators are just blocking her from lifting it up any higher. Now, this is what I want you to understand. This is how weak the glute is and how unflexible it is. You could take in a gymnast who's super flexible, put them in this position, and this is where they start, okay? And then eventually they get it up to here. All glute medius strength here. This is the best way to do it. So when she's doing this, here you want to feel it in this half-moon shape, okay, right through here. Okay, you don't want to feel it up high on the glute, and you don't want to feel it down, if we move this hand out of the way here, you don't want to feel it down like the side of the leg from the TFL, okay? Only here. So she's got to go up as high as she connects to this. That's the key to the system. You have to feel it to heal it. That's what I call the method, because that's really what this is about. If you don't feel it in the right spot, you're not getting any results. So to set up with this, you have to get it nice and tight. Like you're trying to pull, see how almost like you're trying to take your leg and try to pull it, like, try to do that type of stretch. That's how close you want to be into this. We're going to put the pad under here, okay? And so in this exercise, if we really try to square her hips up, okay, so with the other exercise, we're 2 inches forward. With this exercise, you actually want it, it's impossible to push it 2 inches forward because of where the foot's at. You see how this is nice and square now? And now when she lifts, she's trying to maintain that. And see how she can't even lift that high. You want to try to get up to the top of the bench, but for her, she doesn't have the strength and the range of motion, okay? You want to feel this in the same exact spot as the other one, but it's going to feel deeper. It's in the minimus. And we talk about that in the app, okay, in detail of why this is glute minimus, and also in the video link that we have on the Achilles at the end. But go ahead, up and down. But this is the position she wants to maintain. If she starts coming up too high, go ahead. Do you see what happens? Look, the hip starts rotating back. So that's her goal, to get it up to here. But for right now, that's how high she can lift and maintain the hip angle. The SI joint moves at all, the pelvis moves at all, you're going to lose the tension on the minimus and the medius. Okay, so that's what you have to keep in mind. So with this exercise, we are working on the peroneus. Okay, in order to fix her shin splints, the last thing you want to do is work on the anterior tibialis. I've found this is what we're going to do in the last stage, but if you try to do this too soon, it just irritates the shin more. We want to focus on the inverters, okay, and the everters of the foot. So this is the everter of the foot. We're moving it out this way, and we're going to work on the peroneus. So we're here. Go ahead. All she's doing, she's trying to keep this totally stable. Do you see how still she stays with that? And the knee? Okay, this isn't moving. She's moving from the ankle. All right, so this is going to help kind of pronate her feet out. This is one of the first stages that we do to try to get rid of shin splints and correct the gait. That's all she's doing there. We're trying to build this muscle up. There's, go ahead, roll out, freeze right there. There's basically, like, this should be popped out here. There's basically no muscle development. So again, that's what's causing the shin splint. And if we do a little close-up on this, if you come in nice and tight, just to show the muscle here, see how there's no development there, okay? That's what we want. We want a little hump right here. And there's nothing, okay? So that's what's causing the shin splint, part of the reason. So the next exercise, we're going to target the inside. Go ahead and just do a calf raise. Just come up. Just hold that right there. And you don't have to come up so high. Just, yeah, right there. You see how she, I mean, there's barely on the inside of her soleus here, okay, where the kind of the inverters are, the post-tibialis, palatius longus. This whole muscle, there's no development here. So we also want to develop into the soleus. Obviously, you're going to work this part of the soleus as well at the same time, but this is our main concentration, kind of where inversion is. All right, let's go ahead. And just because you're doing inversion doesn't mean that it's going to make your foot pronate in more. This has more to do with your knees and your hips. This, we're simply, with this exercise, you're putting it on stretch down in this position here, okay? But this is inversion here. Just a calf raise with a little bit of a bent leg. Good, bend the leg, bend your knee, just a little bit. And now she's going to come up, pressure the big toe, and back down. And keep your weight kind of back this way. Go ahead. This is the first time she's done this. Stretch and up. Yep. So you just want to feel like the pressure's in the big toe. You should feel it all in the inside of the calf. This inside piece right here. Do you feel that in there?
Yeah.
Right through the inside. You're not going to feel as much on the outside because we are working inversion. But that's very simple. Just come down. And you don't even have to come up that high with the calf raise. Right to there. Yeah, just feel the pressure in the big toe. That's it. Good, rest. All right, so on this exercise, it's almost just like the one with the band, okay? Except we're gonna involve a little bit more of the calf with this exercise, okay? A little bit more of the soleus, the gastroc, but we're going to be getting the peroneus as well. So this is more of a functional way to train. It's much harder. In the initial stages, I have her do both exercises, the one with the band. I also have her do this. Eventually, we eliminate the band and we just do this one. But for the first like 3 or 4 weeks, I like doing the band, this one, and that slant board one. Those are my main focuses to correct the shin splints. And eventually we just do, I'll show you the progressions, but those are the 3 we do. So all she's gonna do is, this is gonna be super light. She's gonna kind of lean a little bit this way, and then she's gonna go up, and she's putting all her pressure on the pinky toe as she comes up. Go ahead, up, but a calf raise. She's just learning this right now. Keep this down. It's almost like you're trying to roll your ankle like this, okay? But it's a little tiny bit of a calf raise. That's it, just up and down. Do you feel it through here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all we're trying to do. But see how she's rolling. So if I do it, go ahead and take a little break. We're gonna show you the progression of this exercise. She's not ready for it yet. But if we watch, I'll take my shoes off just so you guys can see. And I got black, so let me take this off. We'll go like that. All right, so we're here. Do you see how that rolls like this? if you get a little bit lower, babe, right there, we're trying to roll here like that. Okay, that's it. All the pressure's right here on the pinky toe. So that's kind of stage one, just to kind of get the client aware of that muscle. And now we'll still show you stage two. Now what we're taking the same thing on the floor, except look, we're gonna use a slant, and now she's doing the same technique. Go ahead. She's not ready for this yet, but I just want you to see it. She can do it now. Good, try to keep your foot a little bit, your heel a little bit more. No, take a break. So if you notice, her heel was like, she was like this, okay? You wanna try to keep it pretty straight, okay? And then we're moving like this. She was like, all right, we wanna be here. If you notice how I'm really rolling out, okay, and working that whole perineus right through here. All right, so those are basically my 3 recommended exercises that you saw initially with shin splints. But again, if you don't correct the glute, it's impossible to start working on her gait. And we have other exercises, and she's doing the full hip program. We just showed you 2 of the hip exercises, mainly for the glutes, that's her main fix. But she has other exercises where she's working our hamstring, she's working our quad. And we work on the gait during those exercises so she can start correcting it along with this. And once you piece the hip program together, the 5 exercises of the hip program and these 3 exercises here, now you start seeing her knees now, instead of caving in like this, over the next 2 months, you're gonna see them start rolling out this way. She'll start walking like this, she'll start running like this, and guess what? The shin splints are gone. But a lot of the other problems that she would have with hamstring pulls or knee problems, all those things are gonna be eliminated while she's also correcting her shin splints.